If you're still using just one hunting app to plan your Western hunts, you're already behind the curve. No single tool does it all. Not OnX, not GOHUNT, not even Gaia. But when you combine them and build out a robust hunt planning toolbox, you begin to stack the odds in your favor. When you look at DIY Western public land hunters, over 90% of them go home empty-handed. That's why stacking the odds in your favor matters. In this episode of the Thrive Vodcast, I break down why GaiaGPS has become a mission-critical tool in my Western hunt planning system. Gaia isn't just another mapping app, it's a force multiplier. This episode might just change the way you go about planning your next backcountry hunt. Let's get to it. If you've followed me for more than a minute, you already know one of my core Western hunting principles. If you're relying on a single hunting app for your hunt planning, you're already behind the curve. Let's be real, no single tool today does it all, not even close. And in the West, the odds are already stacked against us, so every small edge matters. That's why I'm always talking about building out your hunt planning toolbox. In this episode, I'm going to walk you through some key aspects of GaiaGPS from both a pre-hunt e-scouting and backcountry use perspective. By the end of this breakdown, I think you're going to see why Gaia deserves a spot right next to your other heavy hitters like Google Earth Pro, OnX Hunt, GoHunt, CalTopo, and a few others. GaiaGPS was not specifically built for hunters, but some of its features are proving invaluable for Western e-scouting and hunt planning. Gaia has continued to update their hunting overlay layers, as I will demonstrate coming up. In this segment, I'm going to break down the following 3 areas of GaiaGPS: using the overlay system, layer stacking and map sources, and sharing folders and data management. Using the overlay system. This is a simple but powerful feature that lets you quickly and precisely control what you see and what you don't see on your map. To get started, activate the overlays feature in the left side panel. From here, you can turn on and off specific data points individually. For example, I love the ability to turn on and off areas quickly as a whole. I use the area tool to color code all of my individual hunt areas by species type. This on-off option allows me to turn off the area overlays when I'm working on a hunt area so that I don't have to deal with that transparent color, as you can see as I toggle areas on and off. This is a solid feature in GaiaGPS, and I find myself using it all the time. Layer stacking and settings. This is probably the most complicated yet powerful part of GaiaGPS. The map source base maps and feature overlays work independently of each other as managed layers. Gaia has by far the largest selection of map sources and data overlays of all the other applications. Honestly, they probably have more than all other hunt applications combined. Managing map sources. To get started, you will click on the layer icon here in the left panel. This brings up the layer panel itself, where you can add, remove, adjust transparency, and rearrange the order of the map sources. This window also gives you the ability to manage the views of multiple map sources at once. A Gaia Premium membership, which is the only option I recommend for hunt planning, will allow you to layer multiple map sources and adjust their transparency. You can turn layered maps on at the top right of the layers panel. This allows you to adjust layer transparency and move and drag around the order of the layers. This is very important to the use of GaiaGPS. Selecting the green check mark next to an active layer will move it down to the hidden layers area, as you can see here. Click on an empty circle in the hidden layers area to move that specific layer back up into the active layers at the top. You can then drag that layer to the order you want, as I just did. You can do this with any of the layers. Any map source that is active will have the green check mark icon and will be included in the active layers section. These active layers will also be downloaded to your offline maps when you are ready for that on your mobile device. The active and hidden layer sections contain map sources that you've added, but that is nowhere near all of the available maps. At the very bottom of the panel, you will see the Add Map Layers with the large plus sign. Clicking on this will give you access to a whole new level of map sources. You will see some recommended map sources at the top based on what you have active and hidden. The United States layer contains 15 map sources, including several U.S. topography map options. I love this multi-map capability. This is not available with any other hunt applications. Western hunters should be dialed with their topography maps, and Gaia gives you all the options you will ever need and more. Tip: I generally always have the USGS topo map in my active layers list, and then I will cycle in other topography map options as I need them. There are several Canadian-specific map sources available. The satellite imagery dropdown contains 7 aerial imagery map sources and views. I like to use these to get different aerial views of my hunt area. The Topo Maps section contains 18 individual topography maps. Most of these are Gaia-specific topography maps. You definitely will want to explore these. There are some incredible options here. For example, like the Gaia Overland Feet layer. This layer gives you access to road surfaces, seasonal restrictions, and important points of interest clearly displayed on the map. This can sometimes help clear up some of those motor vehicle use access issues. Road map sources. There are 4 options in this dropdown. Feature weather overlays. This is an important section and it has 50 map sources available. Here's where you'll find motor vehicle use maps, private land layers, public land overlays, roadless areas, LiDAR shaded relief layers, slope angles, current snow depth, U.S. Forest Service road and trails, wilderness areas, historical fires, timber harvest, and all other kinds of weather-related and precipitation map overlays. You will want to spend some time exploring and activating these map sources in order to build out your perfect hunt planning setup. Finally, we come to the U.S. hunting overlays. Here you can find all the various state overlays for hunting districts by species, block management, and etc. Use the search at the top to quickly pinpoint your map sources that you're looking for. For example, we can type in MT or Montana into the search box and we can see all the Montana hunting overlays that are available in GaiaGPS. When you see the plus icon next to a layer like this, that means it is not yet activated, but it is ready to be activated. When you see a red minus, it means you have it in the active or hidden panel. Clicking the minus icon will put that map source back into the map layers archive. You will want to build out your active layers window with the map source layers that you need and want for all of your hunt planning needs. Important. Keep in mind that the order of the layers in the active window is very important and it will many times control what you can visually see or not see. So many times you will need to move layers around as I'm doing here to view what you're looking for. For example, if we drag the USGS topo map to the very top, it will block out many of the other data sources, for example, like public lands, as you can see here. Once you drag this USGS topo back below the private land layer, it becomes visible again, and then you can drag the transparency of the public lands up and down. If you have multiple topo maps active, like you can see here, just drag the transparency up and down to see the ones below. Tip: I like to keep my topography and satellite aerial imagery map sources at the very bottom of my active stack and keep all the feature overlays above them, as you can see here. Just drag and drop the layers as you need. It's that simple, and it will take time to develop and learn your system. Another tip is to just drag down the transparency on an individual layer instead of clicking the green check mark. That will keep the layer active, just not visible. This is much faster than activating and deactivating map sources. Click the name or icon of a map source to display information about that source, including the legend for that specific layer. Yes, it will take a little time to get used to operating in the Gaia environment. This is one of the most complicated parts of using GaiaGPS, but it is also one of the most powerful when you get the hang of it. Gaia gives you so much control over how you can use and navigate the individual map sources, sharing folders with hunting partners or the entire group. We're going to wrap up this segment with sharing. Gaia gives you the ability to share entire folders with individuals or your entire hunting party. What is even better is that you can give view only or full editing privileges. This gives you the option to work on your e-scouting and hunt planning as a group. I have no idea why this does not exist in the other hunt applications. I love this GaiaGPS feature. The shared folders receive real-time updates with an internet or cell data connection. Option 1. Click on the user icon on the right side. Select folders. You can start sharing from here. Click on the folder to go to the details page. From here, you can export that entire folder and make several other modifications. You can scroll down through all the contents in that folder and you can edit the data from here as well. Clicking on the Gaia logo or the Explore map in the details window will take you back to your original map view. Option 2. You can select saved items from the left panel. You can select your folder from there. Click on the folder, and now in this panel, you can isolate on the map, which shows only this folder on your map. This can be useful to identify data points that need to be dropped into that folder, and it can be used to eliminate clutter on your map. Turn on and off mobile sync to your phone. This is where you can decide if you want the data on your phone or not. I keep all of my stuff on so that I know that my phone and my browser version is always synced up. You can also turn on and off public sharing, which I would highly recommend you not do. Selecting this option makes all of your data available to the internet public. The share link here will copy the link, and you can send that link to anyone, but they will only have view capabilities. This is a very quick way to share data. You can also use the invite others to this folder link. This lets you send invitations, and it allows you to give editing privileges. This is what you're going to want to do if you want to give full editing privileges to your other hunting partners. Selecting the Items tab at the top allows you to edit and adjust your data points. It also tells you how many items you have in that specific folder. It also gives you the ability to sort and filter data on a variety of conditions. I really like that it gives you the last date and time that the folder was edited. The Gaia GPS sharing options are really next level. For me, Gaia GPS is not a replacement for any other hunting application. It's simply another odds multiplier. If you're serious about Western hunt planning and you want to stack the odds in your favor, this is one tool that belongs in your hunt planning rotation. If you're interested in Gaia GPS, and you should be, I've included my discount link in the text description below. This link will get you the premium Gaia GPS membership for $53.91 a year or $449 a month. This is a great value, and you definitely should take advantage of it. I've been on several podcasts lately that I think you're going to enjoy. The latest one is a brand new podcast, Run the Rack Outdoors, hosted by Weston Homa. I really enjoyed getting to know Weston, and we sat down for a bear-specific podcast. We discussed various aspects of bear hunting, including the importance of timing, understanding bear behavior, and some effective hunting strategies. We also got into how to prepare for a successful bear hunt, the role of technology in modern hunting, and a few tips for spot and stalk bear hunting. Next up was a podcast I did with my buddy Brian Call, Gritty, Stop Making Excuses. We solved all world problems in this podcast, and we got into a topic that we are both passionate about. I'm 59 years old now and spending 100 plus days in the tent each year. Stop making excuses and just do it. It's pretty simple, really. Most of the time, we're our own worst enemy. The final one was another podcast I did with Brian on his Gritty podcast, Losers Quit. Brian and I were on a roll with 2 back-to-back episodes. Quitting and quitting early are 2 ways to ensure failure. Both of us have some strong words about this in this podcast. Quitting is a slippery slope. Once you start quitting, it gets easier and easier the next time. Before you know it, you're bailing on hunts and you're quitting on other important life pursuits. What separates winners from losers is quitting and not quitting. I've provided links to all 3 of these podcasts in the text description below. You can also find them on the podcast archive link at treelineacademy.net. Western hunting success many times comes down to preparation, and the deeper you dive, the more you realize that one tool will never be enough. Gaia GPS isn't perfect, but none of them are. If you want to be included in that 6% that notch tags every year, it starts here. Building out a premium hunt planning toolbox might just be the key to moving your success to the next level. If you want to give Gaia a shot, I've dropped a link in the text description below. As always, if you enjoyed the Thrive episodes, drop me a comment, share it with your hunting crew, and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the next one. When quitting becomes an option, it becomes a habit. I'll see you next time.